Hello and welcome to today's video. So this time we're going to be taking a look through my mum's vintage record collection. Now, when she bought these back in the 1950s, they weren't vintage at all. She was the right age to be buying these. She was sort of in her late teens into her early 20s, and she liked all the classic sort of rock and roll artists of the time. Now, the last time I had a proper look through these was maybe 30 years ago, so I cannot wait to dive in and see what's what. So sit back, relax, and let's take a look. I think the best way of tackling this will be if I just take all the albums out. Oh, and I forgot there's a bit of there's some related, there's a few magazines and things. So if I take it all out first of all, and then we'll have a look through, we'll go through the pile. But there are some 78s as well. So okay, well, let me just dig all these out first of all. Okay then, so there's a couple of magazines on first. Now, these have been put into like, well, almost like comic bags, but these are the slightly nicer ones. These are the Milers. And this was the Meet the series, so there was like, she was really into the Everly Brothers. I remember that. And they did like Meet the Beatles, didn't they? And I think there was a Meet the Avengers, which is really cool. But these were... this is a real nice copy of this one, actually. Meet the Everly Brothers. I remember she saw the Everlys. Oh, and that was actually signed by one of them. Or is it both of them? Is that Phil and Don Everly? Quite possibly. She did see them live. Looks like it is signed. I'll have to ask her about that. Mum is still around. Phil and John. Yeah, that looks like both Everlys there. They did play locally. They played in the Plymouth Pavilions. I can't remember when, but there is a concert program here. And I know my mum, along with her friend Sil, they were childhood friends, and they both went and saw them. Mum was mainly into the Everlys. Her friend Sil was into Cliff, from what I recall. That's quite nice, isn't it? And particularly nice being signed. So this must have been it. This was the concert that they went to. The Everly Brothers in concert in 1985. Here we are, look. Saturday 30th of November 1985. At the Cornwall Coliseum, so it wasn't at the Plymouth Pavilions. There they are. So that was the ticket. So that must have been, she must have gone with her friend Sylv, and that must have been when they she got that Meet the Everlys signed, I would imagine. But yeah, that's quite nice. Big old booklet, isn't it, that? So I'm expecting to see some Everly Brothers records, that's for certain. And one other magazine here, which is a really nice one. This is Elvis one here. Once again, it's in one of those nice My Light bags, but I think since we got it, we might as well get it out, because I can always sticky tape it down. No idea about this one. Obviously, it's one that I must have got for her back in the 80s. Little John. Or 90s. It's a photo play one. Oh, that's pretty nice. Elvis has still got his fans to this day. There's a bit of cardboard in there to stiffen it up. Yeah, it doesn't give a date, but my suspicion is early 60s. So 62 maybe, something like that. Maybe earlier. Yeah, quite a nice piece, that one. So Mum gave me her record collection many years ago for safekeeping, and that's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's it. So right onto the records now. So this is a 10-inch, is it? Yeah, it's a 78. Yeah, like a 78 on London. And this is the Everly Brothers. Bird Dog and Devoted to You. Of course, I don't know the Everleys well enough, apart from their massive hits, to know which is the A and which is the B. But I do know that the 78s are really delicate. Now, as I recall, I cleaned these and I put them at the time into virtually brand new plastic sleeves, but the sleeves don't seem to have held up that well. They're a bit creased in that, and I don't know why that is, but hey ho. So here's another one, another Everly's. All I Have to Do Is Dream, and Claudette. And this has got stuff. Swapped off Paddy for my Till I Know You on the 24th of the 5th, 1960. Wow-wee. And this must be when she bought it. Look, All I Have to Do Is Dream. 12th of August, 1958. So that's probably when Mum bought it. Now, I did say to her, I said, I'm going to be filming your records. And what do you think of that? She said, oh, that's fine. So she didn't mind, but I wonder what she'll think when she watches this. Paul Anka. To Margaret, with love, from Paddy and Christine, Christmas 1957. That was her name, Kath R. Galley. A little picture of Paul Anka there in the corner. Another Columbia. They're so heavy as well. That Living Doll, well, that was a big hit, wasn't it? Living Doll by Cliff Richard. A bit of a tired old state. I can't imagine that's worth much money or anything, you know. Here's an Elvis 78. A Fool Such As I. And if you spot any of these, because I'm no record expert, I mean, I'm really not. Particularly not this sort of stuff. So, but if you see any of these that you think are quite collectible, do let me know, and I'll let Mum know. I haven't gone through and looked them all up. Marty Wilde, Donna, or Fontana. So that appears to be all the 78s. Now what have we got? This is classical, Tchaikovsky's Piano Concerto. Can't imagine that's worth anything to anybody, but you never know. Evita, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Some more paperwork here. Buddy, so the Buddy Holly story. And that was at the Theatre Royal in Plymouth. There's a little flyer for it as well. It's a big hit in its day, wasn't it? This is an old style. That probably was with Buddy, the musical, an old style flyer. She's got it together. More Men, Elvis Presley. Dear oh dear. Well, that would probably be better off slipped inside one of these sleeves, wouldn't it? To keep them flat long term. There we are. Well, this is charity shop fodder, isn't it? Dr. Zhivago, the the soundtrack to the movie, is probably the original one. Ah, no, this is a bit more like it. This looks pretty juicy. Rock and Roll number 2. That's quite a nice one, isn't it? Quite an early Elvis album. RCA. I knew she had this one. I vaguely remember it, and it's got a date on it. Look, she's got her name on the back, so that's spoiling it a bit. 25th. Oh, so Christmas Day, 1962. Look at that. 61 years ago. Mum got that record in mono. That's pretty nice, isn't it? That is, I think, the best one we've seen so far. Now, this is interesting because it's a Sinatra album. And I had all my dad's Sinatra albums and EPs years ago. So I don't know what this odd Sinatra, like, best of is doing here, but quite nice. A double on Reprise, which is my favourite label for Sinatra. I think he did some great stuff on Reprise. Here's another one, Buddy Holly's greatest hits. It's much more recent, isn't it? This is what? Late 70s, I would imagine. Ring of Fire, Johnny Cash. So I don't think I've ever told this story on the channel, but when I used to work for my dad, I would have to go. He had a fruit and veg business, and when if there was something that he wanted for one of his restaurants that he supplied that he didn't have, like, I don't know, we couldn't get broccoli that day, we'd have to go to Sainsbury's and pick it up off the shelf, off the supermarket. And I remember Johnny Cash was in Plymouth playing the Plymouth Pavilions, and I was up there buying some bits and pieces for the orders for my dad's business. And I go to pay, and the person in front of me was Johnny Cash, and he had a bit of a bad throat at the time, and he was picking up some paracetamol and some cough mixture and stuff like that. And I knew instantly who it was. I mean, the guy was like a walking icon, and he paid cash. I remember him pulling his wallet out, and it was full of notes, like, you know, and then that deep American, really distinctive voice. And I remember saying, like, looking at it, wow. And I said to him, do you know who that was? And she said, no. I said, that's Johnny Cash. She went, who? So there you go. Should have got something signed. Anyway, Elvis again. Aloha from... this was one of his live shows, wasn't it? And this is a double as well. Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. This looks pretty nice condition, this. Yeah, this looks... Should we get it out? What the hell, eh? Yeah, look, it's quite nice condition, this one, by the look of it. I guess because it's a later one. And in all honesty, even for the age, Mum did sort of look after her records quite well. 1973, wow. There you go. So as I said, if you spot anything here that you think might be worth a few pounds, do drop it in the comments, because I'm not going to have time to look all these up, but it would be nice to know if she had something quite nice. His Hand in Mine. Now, wasn't this Elvis's, like, church songs and stuff like that? It was all his more religious ones. I think that's what it was. With the Jordanaires, Elvis Presley with the Jordanaires. Can't take away, he had a great voice, we'll give him that. A date with Elvis, but no sleeve, it's just in a black sleeve that I must have put in it. So that's, I would imagine, pretty low grade underneath. A Swinging Safari. Now, what's all this about? Burt Camperford and his orchestra. God, that looks really sort of 60s, doesn't it, that one? Very much of the era. Now, I think what we'll do, we'll swap the pile around so that we've got a bit more room. Paul Anka sings his Big 15 on Columbia. That's a nice one, isn't it? That's really of its day. Yeah, it's quite nice and bright and vibrant, isn't it, that one? The Best of Barbara. Oh dear. Well, I can't imagine that's going to set the world on fire, is it? On Golden Guinea. No, that's a classic, isn't it? That is a classic album. GI Blues. What? And probably his best film as well. That or Jailhouse Rock. That's nice as well, isn't it? Not a bad copy of that one. So Mum would often put her name on there, and she often would date it. So 13th of May 1961 for that one. And yeah, release it from its little prison here. Look at that. That's not a bad copy, is it? That even got the original inner with Mum's name in. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I remember I had her one and only Beatles record off her, which was with the Beatles, but she was never really into the Beatles at all. Here's an early Everly's album. It's Everly Time by the Everly Brothers. 12 great songs. And look how it's aged. This is the glue on the back that's kept it together. Or maybe Mum re-glued it, I don't know. But that has really spoilt it a bit, unfortunately. But still quite nice, I suppose. And then the last of the large format LPs is this one, Elvis's Golden Discs Volume 1. Once again, no sleeve to it, so these must have been cut out of pop mags at the time. But still pretty nice. Wow. Right, so let's get these singles out. These should be a little bit easier to film. Oh, there's a lot of them though, so I think what we'll do, we will pull them all out into a few piles again, so we can have a look through and see what's what. Maybe we'll put them back into the box as we do it, eh? So, first of all, start with this one. So Richard Anthony. I've never heard of him. Who on earth was Richard Anthony? 9th of the 11th, 65. Don't know. I mean, once again, once they're out the sleeves, they're pretty nice copies on the whole, I think. They would have all been cleaned at least. But I think the sleeves have done their job and kept the records underneath quite nice, in actual fact. The Seekers. So this is an EP. So that was an EP as well, wasn't it? The Seekers, A World of Our Own. I think it's easier to... We get a better look at these actually outside the sleeves, don't we? Blimey. Well, something a bit more recognisable. The Shadows. Apache. Was that the hit? Got the old tape again on, but they're alright, weren't they, the Shadows? They're okay. And here's an Elvis one. Jailhouse Rock. These are pretty nice, aren't they, these EPs? I do like an EP. They're mini albums, aren't they? I mean, from what I understand, these EPs did have big sales, so I don't think they're big money or anything, but they're nice to see all the same. This is nice, isn't it? Little Richard. So I think it's the only Little Richard. I don't know, is this collectible? Imagine it probably is, wouldn't you? But in this condition, it doesn't look like there's too much wear on it. Got Mum's sticker on, but apart from that, I'd say that's pretty nice, wouldn't you? That one? Let me know. As I said, I'm not a record expert. I'm really not. A touch of gold. God, dear. Seems to have sweated in the bag. Yeah, it seems to have sweated, that one. I'm not going to put that back in the bag because I don't think it's done any favours. It feels a bit clammy. Yeah, I think I'll give that one a... Take that out and I'll give that one a polish. How weird, the other ones haven't done that. But it's left like a weird sort of mark on it. I don't know what would have caused that. But thankfully, that's pretty easy to get off. Feels a bit like, almost like a glue of some sort. Oh, there we are. That seems okay now. But yeah, I won't put that one back in a bag because I think it's spoilt it. I wonder if it's done the same to this one. Look, this is another touch of gold. Yeah, it's like the sleeve maybe, because these were brand new sleeves when they went on. It looks like it's had a sort of chemical reaction, which is quite interesting. But thankfully, yeah, I'll leave that off now. Thankfully, it'll be easy to correct. Hasn't happened on any of the other ones, but these you could sort of feel it was really obvious, you know. There we are. That's better. still, a couple of classics there, aren't they? Same picture. Touch of Gold 1 and 2. What's this? Jessie Lee Turner. That's My Girl. Teenage Misery. Also from 1961. Most of these, if they're in company sleeves, are the correct sleeves by the look of it. Vince Eager. Why? I suppose I'd know these if I heard them, but I can't think of them straight off the top of my head. Sidney Bouchette. This is French. Discs Vogue. Wow. Don't know much about that. Blimey, Sacha Distel. Would you believe it? Oui, 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 oui. There you go. Yeah, see, this one hasn't got that weird feeling that the Elvis one did. You know? So the sleeve's done alright on that. Let's put these back into the box. Right, Cliff. Espresso Bongo. Looking a little the worse for wear, isn't it? Look, it's got tape down the side there, but I don't think these are particularly valuable or anything like that, but it's a Cliff original. What's this? Mississippi by Pussycat. 1976. That's a bit later, isn't it? I wonder what possessed her to get that one. Honey, Bobby Goldsboro, 1968. I remember her having this one. Look at this, Waterloo by ABBA. And she's put winner, 1974 Eurovision Song Contest. There we are, the original. That would have been the first pressing of Waterloo. Absolute classic. That I can even remember her as a kid playing that one. What's this on Ember? Russ Hamilton, We Will Make Love. We Will Make Love. I like the company sleeves where they list they show some of their other artists. I do like that about old records. Here's another French one. Francois Hardy, All Over the World. Jukebox Success. The Seekers, The Carnival Is Over. Company sleeve again. Quite nice. Del Shannon, Two Kinds of Teardrops. And Kelly on the other side. Peter J. and the Jaywalkers. Can 1962. Redskins on the back. Okay. Right, Pat Boone. Speedy Gonzales, is that? You Must Come Home, Speedy Gonzales? I guess it must be. With the locket. Yeah, they're pretty nice condition. The records themselves, I know she did used to fairly look after them, in all honesty. Who's this? Ray Charles. Okay. I Can't Stop Loving You and Born to Lose. Ray Charles. That's pretty cool. Oh, Elvis again. She's Not You. With Just Tell Her Jim Said Hello. On RCA. Oh, here's a classic, isn't it? Chubby Checker, the Twist. That's a great one, isn't it, that? 1960, it says there. Very, very nice. Tammy by Debbie Reynolds. Look at that. Amazing. Neil Sedaka. Happy Birthday, Sweet 16. Oh yeah, I recognise that one. Brenda Lee. Feels a bit thinner, this one. On Brunswick. Anybody But Me. Del Shannon again. Runaway. That's a classic, isn't it? Right. Big Beat Boogie, Burt Whedon. Theme from A Summer Place. Don't know much about that. Really blurry this again. Walk Right Back, that was their big hit, wasn't it? That was, one of them. Walk Right Back to Me. Brenda Lee, I'm Sorry. Another classic. The Drifters, Save the Last Dance for Me. She didn't have too bad a taste, did she? Elvis, It's Now or Never. Classic. Edith Piaf, Milord. Je sais comment. Wanda Jackson, Let's Have a Party. Blimey O'Reilly. Cool Love. Oh, another Elvis. Got loads of Elvis. A Mess of Blues. Could use a new sleeve, couldn't it? Johnny Kidd, Shaking All Over. That's a classic and a half, isn't it? 1960 again. Was that Johnny Kidd and the Pirates, wasn't it? Brenda Lee again, Losing You. Marty Wilde, Sea of Love. Cliff Richard, Please Don't Tease. Everly's again, Kathy's Clown, another big hit, wasn't it? 1960, that one's dated. Elvis, Stuck on You. Fame and Fortune on the B-side. Billy Fury, Colette with Baby How I Cried. Freddie Cannon, Way Down Yonder in New Orleans. Don't know that one. Fractured on the back. Wow. Still a few more to go here. Cliff Richard, Travelling Light. And B-side is Dynamite. Frankie Avalon, Just Ask Your Heart. And Two Fools. On HMV. The Checkmates. Emile Ford, that's cool. Emile Ford and the Checkmates. That's pretty nice, isn't it? Once again, I'd love to know if that was worth any money, you know? Got no idea. Yeah, nice neck. Hardly any. A couple of very, very light surface marks. That's a pretty nice one, that. Oh, the crickets. Look at that. On an early coral with a triangular label. 1958. That's pretty early, isn't it? Buddy Holly. Lonesome Tears and It's So Easy. And the very last one, well, Neil Sedaka. Not a great one to end on. 1959. Oh Carol. Well, there we are. What a collection that was. Quite interesting and quite nostalgic. I'm going to look a few of those up, but if there's any that are absolute standouts, do leave a comment below because I'd be really interested. Thanks very much for watching today. Thanks to my mum for lending me her record collection for us to go through for posterity on video. If you've enjoyed it, do please give the video a thumbs up. Do please subscribe if you're not already for regular retro content, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Bye.